Oh my goodness, it tastes so good, this beverage. It's so wonderful. If you guys can guess, some of you who are here quite a bit, I'm going to let you guys guess what is in this glass. It's not an alcoholic beverage. I wish it was. I hope you guys had a great week. Welcome to the Pig Trail Network / Pig Trail Podcast live show. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week so far. Please, if you guys would, obviously you're commenting, most of you, but like the video, share the content, and be sure you tag me. I noticed you guys did that last week. Let's see. Made my bloody jump tie. Laugh out loud. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, Black Swan is up in the chat. She's in our Discord. I have never seen you in one of our live shows. Welcome. It is so nice to have you here. I guess that's what you meant by I read your comment before reading your name. Mango tea. Someone knows me really well. That's a really close choice there. Kevin Pippin wants to talk a little Razorback basketball. How about that? How about those Hogs beating some North Texas ass in basketball? Hashtag payback is just a nasty. So YouTube, I have to run this by you guys. YouTube now, because they're afraid of children getting exposed to the wrong content, I had to mark whether or not this was suitable for children. And I haven't done all the reading yet, but apparently it does affect your monetization. I don't know to what degree. There's some videos out there on all of it, but I had to click that it wasn't, because I do swear from time to time, and I wouldn't want my 7-year-old watching me. I try to watch what I say around my kids. You are sick in the heat? Oh, in the head. Okay. No, it's not mango sweet tea, but I like mango tea. That's actually, I've never mentioned that here, but that's one of my favorite drinks at Sonic. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. I don't believe it there. Got to be something in the cup. He too happy. Well, look, there's a bye week. There's no football. There's nothing there to really be upset about or anything to be, I don't know, quote unquote triggered about, I guess. It's a good day. It's a good day. My evening got a little stressful there at the kiddos, and I was running really late. Had to get them dinner and everything. What's up, Robert Brooks? Flamingo Friday. That's correct. What's up, Eric Jackson? Cuz, how you doing? Let me read what Eric says. Gary Patterson may be ready to move on from TCU. Is the world down? Let's see. Is the world down there? Yeah. They're having a down season this year, but has been mostly successful. That's another coach I could be happy with, says Eric. Eric, I hope you're doing well. I'm just the Gary Patterson. I'm not sold on Gary anymore. I think when they were looking to bring in, when they had walked away from John L., I really wanted Gary Patterson. Like, it was between him and then obviously Brett Bielema kind of came out of left field. Strawberry Quick says Taylor. Taylor also knows me pretty well. Ty's drinking that leech water. It's you guys are close. You're getting really close. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right. We're going to talk about, let me pull my notepad back up here. We're going to talk a little bit about the projections for the rest of the year with Arkansas and Barry Lennon Jr., what the expectations are. And then I want to get caught up on some recruiting news too. So I wanted to kind of kick it off first. Well, let's dive into the football recruiting first. Let's get the really ugly out of the way really quick. The Pirate, Mike Leach. Sean Norris, hope you're doing well. Sean is a regular in here, as our Jay Morris, and there was another one, Jay Massey, Sean Norris, Mike Lane. You guys are regs. You're regs up in here. Yeah, let's go. Let's start with Razorback football recruiting, the good, the bad, the ugly. Right now, there's just a whole lot of bad. There's just a whole lot of bad going on with Razorback football recruiting. the odds are, and this is the most asked question, which is who is the most likely of the guys that have decommitted to come back, to recommit. Now let's talk about overall who they've lost. We'll go over. Oh my gosh, that list is really long. Xavion Capers, who decommitted back on June 7th. Tykees Crawford, who decommitted on the 12th of October. 4-star tackle. Darren Turner, big time playmaker. On the 13th of this month, decommitted. Martavius French, we all know that drama. Golly, that just seems like there's so much baggage there with that whole thing. I'm kind of, honestly, a part of me is like, okay, I can live with the Memphis 3 kids not coming here. It's not a slight on them. It just seemed like everyone involved, that just seemed like so much baggage. Chandler Morris was the big one. He decommitted, but it was the expected one. Of the entire group of commitments they have in this 2020 class, you highlighted and circled his name, the most likely to decommit. Again, I've said this before, we have had him on the Hog Talk. He's a good kid. I wish the best for him. Kelvonte Dixon, another good kid. I've heard a lot of good things about Kelvonte, and I'm actually kind of disappointed. But Kelvonte Dixon, 3-star athlete out of Texas, really has the opportunity to move up through the rankings. Jaylyn Williams, who decommitted not that long ago on the 10th. Jamie Vance, a.k.a. Greedy Vance. Alan Horace, the tight end, one of the tight ends. John Gentry, I've heard nothing but good things about John Gentry. Good kid with a good head on his shoulders, smart, does all the right things. I really hated to see him decommit. 5'10", 186 out of Texas. Are you starting to get the pattern here? Brandon Frazier out of McKinney, Texas, decommitted. Mason Mangum, another one. I hate to lose, is Mason Mangum. At first, when he committed, I talked to Jacob, fellow host on the Hog Talk podcast, and I said, I don't know about Mason Mangum. Is he someone that they should burn a scholarship on? And at the time, of course, we all assumed that Arkansas would at least be trending in a better direction than where they're at now. And I wasn't really sold. And then the more, the more research you do on him and you put him under the magnifying glass, Mason Mangum actually could be an absolute baller. He's going to be a steal, whoever gets him. So of those, and Mason Mangum, by the way, 5'11", 170-pound 3-star wideout. Of those, from what I understand, who I've talked to, Arkansas's not 100% out on but maybe 2 or 3 of these guys that I just mentioned. There is a door. There's a possibility. Obviously, these kids are going to wait. Part of the reason what goes into their decision-making here to decommit is the other schools, I'm sure, are pressuring them. Look, if you don't decommit now, we're going to pull offers or we're going to offer someone else or whatever. You need to decommit now while everything's going on at Arkansas with Chad Morris being fired and the likelihood that the guys that are recruiting you are going to be fired. So I think that's a large part of it. There used to be a time when kids would commit to the program and would at least stick around to wait and see. Those days are mostly long gone, at least not as common as we used to see. These guys jump ship. I mean, like that. And it shouldn't shock anybody, really. This is just standard. This is the standard. And it's been this way for a while, when you make a change at the head coaching position and even coordinator positions, and sometimes with position coaches. And, when you make moves like that, those guys affect these kids. It's who they're talking to. It's who they're dealing with, right? When you sever that connection, if you guys remember, I hate to bring up more negativity, but you remember Mitch Mustang. They fired the quarterback coach when he was already committed to Arkansas, and then he really had to take a second look. Now, obviously, we know how that whole thing went down like the Titanic, all people involved, with Houston Nutt and Gus Malzahn and the Springdale Five. But we've seen this before where you make a position coach, a change with a position coach, they bail. Same thing can be said, and it's gonna have a much larger effect when that head coach is fired. You think about the timing with him being fired with 3 weeks left. Is that right? Because you got the bye and then 2 games left in the regular season for the Hogs to make that decision. This shouldn't shock anybody. The question is, though, who's the most likely? And right now, I don't know. I thought I had someone reach out and say, yeah, Tykees Crawford, they still have a legit shot to get him back. I don't know if that's true now. I think, obviously, you at least feel good about their knowing of what the university has to offer. They're now familiar with this program. They were committed with this program. They're friends. I'm sure that some of them are still friends with the guys that are currently committed right now. You still have a connection to these kids, but I don't. They're going to be patient. They're going to be smart. Their families are going to tell them. Their coaches are going to tell them. Their community is going to tell them, look, wait and see what they do first before you go committing elsewhere. Or if maybe they can wait even until after early signing period. One can only hope. I don't know that they get any of these back. It's unfortunate. If you were noticing a pattern, it's all the Chad Morris guys. It's all of them. The Texas connection, that is. They're all gone. All the Texas commits are decommitted, which leaves you with Blaine Toll out of Arkansas, Jashad Stewart, Arkansas, Kittrell Wallace, Arkansas, Drew Francis out of Tennessee, Mike Harris out of Alabama, and Tyrese Edwards out of Tennessee. 6 commitments. The next guy coming in, obviously it's going to matter as to the style of offense you run. It's going to matter. It's going to matter. Your coordinator positions are going to matter a lot, and how well they can recruit East Texas for most of them. How well you can get in with those high schools. Remember, that was the big sell with Chad, and obviously that part of what he offered was true. He could recruit East Texas. There's no question about that. But you're going to hope that the next guy can come in and reestablish those connections. I don't know. I have no idea who that next guy is. I know we're going to do that we're going to do this every single show until they make the hire. And then when they make the hire, depending on who it is, I'm sure half of you are going to hate it, half of you are going to love it, and then eventually over time, the more you put them under a microscope and under a magnifying glass, it's like peeling an onion. Like eventually you're like, okay, all right, not a bad hire. I know that's how this always goes, and then eventually you kind of buy into the hire. I bought into Chad Morris, absolutely. I did. Loved what he could do with recruiting. I loved his ability to walk into East Texas and just, he did really well. Liked what he did at Clemson, and we were sold on the fact that SMU was an incredibly slow build because of what was there before he got there, because of what was left to him, and you saw some steady improvement, and I thought he could bring that here. Didn't happen. It's a bad hire. Some guys just don't work out some places. I'm not one, like I'm over it. I'm gone. If you guys watch Shark Tank, I freaking love Shark Tank. If you're not a big fan of capitalism, I would say stay away from it. I, for one, love it. And Shark Tank is phenomenal. Really speaks to me. Kevin O'Leary loves to say, "You're dead to me." Now, obviously, that's when someone walks away from a deal or they turn him down. They turn Kevin O'Leary down, Mr. Wonderful. But Chad Morris, you're gone. You're not. I'm not gonna say you're dead to me, but you're dead to me. It's over with. The honeymoon didn't last long, and the writing was on the wall, as I said 1,000 times. I just call it like I see it. I don't know what to tell anybody anymore. I wanted to talk, too, really quick, about the what happened in the Steelers Cleveland Browns game. Myles Garrett with the hit on Rudolph. And I went back and forth with some people on Facebook. I wanted to talk about that really quick. What I was going to do was pull up the O.J. Simpson. I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter. O.J. put out a little 2-minute video about how he thought that it's unfair that in football if a guy takes his helmet off and tries to physically assault somebody with his helmet, why is that not looked at in the same light in baseball? Why is it in baseball when a pitcher throws a ball at a player's head? Why is that not as big of a deal? And then he said, I think he mentioned maybe it was hockey. I can't remember. And then I had someone today on Facebook telling me that that everybody should get equal punishment, and that and someone else had told me we have to consider these players' socioeconomic backgrounds. Yeah, these multi-millionaires on the field beating the shit out of each other on the field with their freaking helmets. You want me to consider their socioeconomic backgrounds? Think about that. These are million. I can't even believe I was having this conversation. Like, why are people defending this guy? Yeah, okay. If Rudolph, I'm not. he's not innocent. He's not innocent in any of this. He absolutely, I think, deserves a fine. I don't think he got one. He deserves one. The guys that got fined deserved the fines they got. Okay, but the minute you take your or take the other guy's helmet off, rip it off that guy's head and try to beat him with it over the head, are you insane? I'm trying to sneeze. Oh, man. Hang on. Oh, I caught it. Oh, my eyes are going to water. I cannot believe that anybody was defending that. I can't believe anybody was defending that. Mason Rudolph, I don't know. Someone had said that he, I've read everything from him trying to choke Myles Garrett. I read that he tried to kick him or something. I don't know. Yeah, fine him. Here's the thing about what OJ said. OJ says that, talking about baseball and how you compare the two sports, why is it okay to throw a fastball, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I would agree with OJ if we replace trying to throw a ball at a player's head with, trying, if a batter was hit and then his response was to chase down the pitcher with his bat and swing at him and hit him across the head with it, that's assault. Whether you like it or not, that is assault. And what my opinion is, you throw him out of the league. That's my opinion. I know people are going to disagree with that. He has a reputation for cheap shots. A lot of guys do. And the way these rules are now in the NFL, you understand some of it's just nonsense with how protected quarterbacks are. But Myles Garrett kind of has a reputation for that kind of behavior on the field this year, and it's unfortunate. He apologized. I'm sorry, but the minute you rip somebody else's helmet off and then try to hit them over the head with it, that's physical assault. Now, he got banned for the rest of the year. I'll take that. He's done. Even if the Browns somehow make the playoffs, they're not going to. I don't know. I think he's lucky he didn't get a multi-year suspension. Whatever the rule says, I don't really care. It needs to change. If you're going to rip someone's helmet off or your own and assault them with it, that you're out. If you're trying to choke somebody, if that's true about Rudolph, if that's true, then he needs to do the same to him. When you physically assault somebody, that's different. You're crossing a line. Yeah, these guys beat the hell out of each other, and tempers and emotions run really high. I get it. I think a lot of you probably played sports in high school, and you're really competitive. But you know better. You know when you're crossing a line, and that was crossing a line. If I tried to swing a baseball bat at your head, that's physical assault, OJ. I don't know what to tell you, bud. That glove certainly does fit. So, I don't know. I thought that was crazy that I got, and it wasn't just like one or two people. There are a lot of people that think that what happened was perfectly fine. That you know what? It happens. It's a part of the game. Just relax. Oh man, that burned. I sneezed and I was trying to breathe it all in at once. That was painful. That really hurt. I lived through the pain. Moving on from that, we're going to talk the expectations of Barry Lunny. Then we'll close out football, and then we'll get into basketball with that. The expectations of Barry Lunny Jr. throughout the rest of this, through the bye week and through the final 2 weeks of the regular season. It sounds like someone's outside my window. I wonder if that's my neighbor. He listens to the show from time to time. Alex, hope you're doing well. If that's you outside my window, hope you're not creeping out on me, bro. I think we talked about this actually on we talked about on the Hawk Talk. I asked Jacob what he thought the rest of the season, and and I have to agree. Most people believe the expectations have to be to not get blown out. And I think that's where I'm at. I would really you can't raise the bar on an interim head coach. Just like, when John L. started losing in 2012, I had a hard time putting that all on him. I mean, that was the house that Bobby Petrino built. Only Bobby Petrino can live in that house. You take Bobby Petrino out of the house just falls apart. And it was so hard for me to put that all on John L. And I'm going to say the same thing here. If they get blown out, I'm not putting it on Barry Lunny. And I think the expectations should just be that, I don't know, you try and you see the players play for him, and they fight and they try to contribute as much as they can through through these final 8 quarters. I feel so bad for the seniors and the upperclassmen. That's a shame. These guys, especially the upperclassmen, have been through so much crap. You think about, too, fans tagging these guys in tweets and then having to go into the locker room after these horrific blowout losses to non-Power 5 schools who you should, I don't know, blow your nose with. It's just brutal. I feel for them, man. I really do. It's definitely not all on them. It's the coaching staff and anybody who says, and they're out there, if all 5 of them, and then what they do is they turn around and block you because they disagree with you. Those are cowards. You're a coward. If you're getting harassed, okay, block. But don't block people because of opinions, you retard. Stand up and fight for your opinion, right? Don't block people. Saw some of that this week. Just stupid. How absurd. How absurd. I disagree. Block. Shut up. But those people are the people that tweet at coaches. Not all of them, but they like to tweet at coaches, tweet at players and their families. First off, get out of your mom's dungeon. Get out of your mom's basement. Okay, out of the attic. Go out and enjoy some sunlight. But these are also the same people too who, and I guarantee you, they're the same people that are like, if you get blown out to LSU by 30, they're going to put it all on Barry Lunny Jr. Like I said, I hope a lot of you, I'm sure 99% of you are emotionally detached from this team. Expectations from here on out, just try to put a better product on the field. No one's going to blame you if you don't. What is there? The staff around Barry Lunny right now, not very good. And this is an opportunity too for Barry Lunny, if he wants to be considered a legitimate option for the job. Here's his chance. I mean, it's a far cry. It's, I have a better chance of winning. I don't know. If you guys, do you buy many scratch-offs? I rarely do, but when I do, I never win anything. I have a better chance at winning like $50 on a scratch-off card than Barry Lunny has of actually getting the job or even being considered. I hate to say that. I really do, because Barry Lunny is a good guy. We know his dad is a high school coaching legend. Barry Lunny, a former player, as most of you know, and as we've talked about here. And I wish him the best, and I hope that these kids rally around him. And I hope fans show up to the game in Little Rock for him and support these guys. If not, I'm not going to blame anybody. Never do. But if you have an opportunity to try and go, maybe it's a good time to go down Little Rock, fill that place up. But I really feel like the expectation for Barry should just be to at least show us something that we didn't see throughout the regular season. Maybe some level of consistency on offense. Maybe the defense shows up and actually puts up a game against LSU for a little bit. If you give me one solid half, I'd probably take that. And then whatever happens in the second half happens. I mean, really, this is how bad the situation is. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it is because people are there are people out there with unrealistic expectations and believe that 100% with Chad out, now they're going to go out and do the unthinkable. The odds of that are just so slim. You still have to factor in, I don't know what's going on with Trey Knox. I'm really surprised more people aren't asking about him. I think he's been a little banged up. But you've got Burks, who's still kind of dealing with some stuff. You've got the question at quarterback, and that was the other thing. Who plays, who should start? Who gives you the best chance? And Barry will be judged. He will, based on his quarter, whether you agree or not, whether I agree or not. That's the way this is going to unfold. He's going to be judged if he doesn't make the right decision, considering who plays, whoever he chooses to start at quarterback. And then if he does the same thing, rotating door at the quarterback position, and they get blown out, well, it's just going to be, we already know Chad Morris was in over his head. Then, obviously, I feel like then at that point we're going to kind of say the same about Barry. Maybe he's in over his head as an interim head coach, which I think anybody would be given the circumstances. This is going to be tough. Barry's just got his hands full. Luckily, they got a bye week. Maybe they can get something straightened out. But yeah, I just want to see them do something that we haven't seen throughout the regular season. Maybe some level of consistency on one side of the ball or the other, preferably both. But I don't expect them to cover the spread. Obviously, we'll talk about the spread next week. And I'm sure the FPI, Football Power Index, is going to favor LSU at 99 point. Well, they don't ever do 99.9, but if they ever did, if there was a time to do it, it would be that weekend. I mean, it's perfect storm for Arkansas walking into that place without a head coach. And then Mizzou, same thing. I don't think Mizzou's anywhere near as good as LSU, obviously, but, put up a game. Put up an effort. That's all I really want to see. I'm not expecting them to win either game. Fully expect them to go over 2. I think a lot of you are on the same page there. Get another sip of my drink, my mystery drink. I'll point it to the camera. This is actually my most common drink that I have when I'm here. It's really good. It hits the spot. You guys want to check out these? I walked into GameStop. Shout out to my boy Dano. I don't know if he's here. I walked into GameStop and I was like, man, I need a lanyard. We've got the press pass now for the women's games, which I'm going to start going to once they hit conference play. I'm going to try and hit up more. And he's like, I got you covered. My boy Dano's got me covered. Rainbow Six lanyard there, okay. This might be one more for my kids, although they're not really into Zelda, but I got a Zelda a Zelda lanyard. Isn't that pretty? Look at the texture. It's so nice. Look at that Zelda emblem. I'm not into Zelda. Rainbow Six is alright. And then I got another one here, and this has got this is Borderlands 3 that just recently came out. This is a lanyard. I don't know. Maybe I'll give them to some fortunate kid. Here you go, kiddo. Here's a lanyard. But that was nice of Dano. He's the man. Dano the Mano down at GameStop on Joyce. I'm going to plug him. GameStop, that's a dying business. Nobody walks into those places anymore. But he's a good guy. Dano, he's the general manager of that store down on Joyce. Stop by, tell him Ty sent you. Ty sent me from the pig trail. All right, let's get into the basketball. What did you guys think against some North Texas, huh? How'd you like them apples? North Texas, who walked in and probably knew this is going to be a tough one. They'd lose 66-43 to the Razorbacks. Did you guys see Joel already put out his bracketology? I don't like it when they do this. I get it. It's for clicks. It's to generate more traffic at ESPN. But Joe Lenardi has Arkansas in his bracket. I forgot where it was at. I got the text. Look. At least people are paying attention. Right? At least people are paying attention. But if they can continue that, if they go on the road against Georgia Tech and they continue to look as good as they have, and again, I don't think Georgia Tech's going to be anything special this year, although you never know. I mean, the ACC always pops up a team or two that you don't expect, and maybe it's Georgia Tech. But if you walk in there and you do something, you just get a win. Hell, just a win. I'll take a dub. I don't care if it's by a point in overtime. I'll take it. Then there might be some legitimacy. You might have to double think. And look, before the SEC play kicks in, I'm going to, and I think I did this last year, where I give you my thoughts before the season. Getting into the non-conference games, and then into the SEC play, kind of give you where I'm at that point. But I will say these two games defensively, this has been some of the best defensive basketball I've seen. And I don't care who they play, just the effort, the individual effort, and then them playing as a nucleus. They're playing pretty good ball. They do not give up open threes very rarely. And then I've noticed when someone is open, almost immediately someone reacts and they're there to defend the 3-point shot. I'm blown away at how good they've looked on defense. I think it's third in the country in points allowed at 43. North Texas, I mean, they just, again, held another team below 12% shooting at 3-point range, 2 for 17 for North Texas. They shot 33% from the field. Boy, their free throw shooting was horrific. 58%, 7 of 12 at the free throw line for North Texas. Didn't get a whole lot of production out of their bench. They had a lot of depth, and I heard them talk about how much older they looked. North Texas, or how much age. They've got the older guys. They've got guys that have kind of played together for a little while, and Arkansas made them look silly. And yeah, it is nice to get some revenge, but North Texas falls to 1-2, Arkansas at 2-0. So for Arkansas, Jimmy Witt, who doesn't pass the scoreboard test, right? Or like you look at his I shouldn't say that. I mean, his numbers aren't terrible. 13 points. He shot really well at the free throw line, 3 of 4. I thought he had more assists. He had 2 assists. I thought he had more. He had 3 steals. He played pretty good on both ends of the court. I mean, I was impressed with Witt, Isaiah Joe, and how about Jones? Huh? That's Jacob's boy. Jacob's boy. Both those guys lead the game in overall scoring at 16 points apiece. Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones. And bench, okay, it's all right. You still wish they would get Vanover cleared. Obviously, it's done with. Not going to happen this year. It'd be nice to get some size. I'm still concerned. About size. But this was effort-wise. These first 2 games have been incredible. Look, we've been down this rabbit hole before, even under Mike, where they tear it up in non-conference play, look amazing, and then they get into conference play and it gets bumpy, and all of a sudden they're barely looked at for the tournament. That could still happen. Okay, still need to pump the brakes as far as hype, but again, this team, they look like a well-oiled machine. They're a good-looking group of kids out there. They are. They're killing it. They look good through these first 2 games. If they continue to look that way, even leading up to conference play, I may change my mind. I still don't have them in the tournament, and I think they're gonna. I'm leaning towards NITs right now. I think maybe we'll see. Let me read. I'm sorry, I haven't read comments at all. That's my bad. I didn't even. I'm so sorry, you guys. I hope you haven't been. Chat's just going like crazy. Oh my goodness, you guys should see this. On my end, it is just. Wow. Let's see. Vanover will be. Good Lord, chat is rocking. That is the fastest I've ever seen chat go in here. Eric Jackson says 11 seed in the South. Okay, only thing don't like is it was a play-in game versus Dayton. Okay, you guys must be talking about something else. Talking about North Texas and VCU. Yeah, North Texas did. I mean, that's something you can't overlook. But again, this early on, you just never know. Kentucky got carjacked. They sure did. Kentucky deserves a loss. They deserve a lot of losses. The question is, are they going to be losing come, close to tourney time? Arkansas Fab 5. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second, just where they're at in recruiting. Azazian, what's up, Azazian? If we get the rest of our target recruits this year, the height will be resolved. Well, you've got one guy out of Fort Smith, 6'10", I've been told a short 6'10", who helps, and then next year you'll also have Vanover. Yeah. So, let's see. KK a hog yet? No. So let's talk about the announcements really quick. Let me pull that up. You have some announcements coming up. You're going to have Chris Moore this Saturday at 2:30, between 2:30 and 4 in West Memphis. He was also recently crystal balled to Auburn today on 24/7 Sports. I don't know where he's at. For the longest time, I've said I've felt like they've got a really good shot. I don't really know. At this point, I don't know. I had him a hog like last week. I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. And then Jaylyn Williams is going to announce on November 23rd. They have a really good shot at Jaylyn. Chris Moore, I'm not going to be completely heartbroken, but I know that he does want to play with Moody and the gang. But Jaylyn Williams will announce on November 23rd, and I do believe they get Jaylyn Williams. I don't know. I just don't know about Chris Moore. I don't know. I'm back on the fence. Excited to see the next few years under the Muss Bus. Yeah, Musselman is. Look, so far, what everyone has bought into is the hype. There's no doubt about that. And Jaylyn, even if you don't get Chris Moore, that's still a really solid class. If you're complaining about lag, if you guys are getting lag, I'm looking at my internet speed. I'm doing great, so it must be on your end. I don't know who that was. Someone was saying that I was lagging. Nope. On my end, I'm doing really well. I'm keeping an eye on it. What about Kyrie Walker? I'll have more on him, I think, next week. We'll have more on Kyrie next week. Let's see. How about the Girl Hogs, basketball number 22 in the country? Yep, Ladybacks are killing it. Ladybacks are looking really good. Our man, Porter Hayes, went to the game. I wish he was in chat and he could talk about it. Hell, I'd even bring him on right now if you guys wanted to hear him talk about it. They looked really good, apparently. I know they looked really good in their exhibition game. So, no lag for me. Yeah, I don't know what. Someone was complaining about it. More than likely, you're in an area where you have no cell reception. Get out of the transfer portal. You're probably in the Bobby Hopper tunnel. Get out of there. Oh, he was kidding. Well, I don't know. I don't know you. Why do people do that? Like, how am I supposed to read your freaking sarcasm, my man? I can't. Come on. I have to take you at your word unless you type, I don't know, snicker or something at the end of your comment. Maybe our basketball recruits can play football too. It'd be nice because they're gonna need all the help they can get. The Arkansas Fab Five plus Kyrie Walker is a top 5 nationally ranked recruiting class, no doubt. Yeah, it's. Whew. I mean, you think about everything that you have. You're gonna have to. There's a little bit of concern there about the room. They'll make room. They're gonna make room for these kids. There's no doubt about that. KK. Does announce, like I said, I already called that. KK announces tomorrow he's a Hog. I'll tell you that right now. If he's not a Hog, that'll be the most surprising thing. Since I've been following recruiting, that'll be the most surprising flip. KK should be a Hog. A girl from my high school inked with the Lady Hogs. Love seeing players leave Jonesboro. Yeah, good stuff, Kelly Marie. Yeah, how you doing, Kelly Marie? Alex Henderson. Yeah. He will announce. Let's see. YouTuber Trump, what up? Hog basketball taking pride in their defense again. It's nice to have somebody in Fayetteville who gives a damn about defense, isn't it? Once we figure out our coaching situation in football, do you think we retain Darren Turner? God, I hope. Maybe one of the most. When you talk about what he brings to the table, Turner is I would really like to get him back. I don't know. It's going to depend on the next coach at the end of the day. That's what's going to matter. That's at the end of the day is what's going to matter. Off topic, but I really like the Appalachian State football coach. This is Derek Billingsley. What's up, Derek? Tyler Edmonson. Yo, what's going on? Let's see. Let me scroll up. I think I got some. I always, when you guys donate to me, and I got to bring this up too. I don't know if this individual. Okay, Jonathan Lawson, $2 on the dono page there. Appreciate that, Jonathan. Appreciate it. Let's see. I'm gonna. All right, hang on. Get caught up on chat here. Timeout sucks, doesn't it, bro? Let's see. See ya. Well, a timeout for some of you guys. Man, when you guys take personal shots, yeah, see ya. I miss Bobby's house and his sick motorcycle. That's a good one. I like that. I'll allow it. Let's see. Oh, 56 also gave me the $2 dono. Let's see. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jay Massey, you had a comment that got held. That's funny. I don't know why they would do that to you. I'd be fine with him. I don't know why that got flagged by YouTube. That's so bizarre. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's another. Okay, all right. So I got to share this really quick story. Oh, thank you, Tyler Edmondson. Dono train rolling on. Thank you. I have to share this with you. I had someone in the comment section on my last video. So you guys know, when you donate, I'm going to thank you for it, and I am going to mention the amount, a $5 donation. I think to me that's respectable to you. That's me thanking you and respecting you. Someone in my comment section said that it was improper etiquette. Improper etiquette. I'm trying to reach out and talk at the same time. Nice to see a basketball team flow with chemistry and discipline. They look like they have all played together for years. Mark, I was thinking the same thing against North Texas. They don't look like a group of guys that just started playing basketball together. They look like they've played together for a while. And I don't know if that's just something Musselman's doing. I have no idea. But, obviously it is. But the on-the-court nucleus has been great. When you've got 5 guys on the court that play well together, and play at a higher level together, that's special. That's hard to replace. That's hard to coach. And if they can continue that trend, let's see. I'm not ready to see who our head coach is going to be, says Kyle. You're not? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see. Who is taking personal shots? Yeah, so I mean it got flagged. It already got flagged by YouTube. I don't even know who it was. I read half of it and I just laughed. Let's see. Let's bring the Minshew stash to Fayetteville. Oh, yeah. I'm really surprised I haven't seen more Leach comments in here. Let's see. If something takes personal shots at you, it will be dealt with. I know a guy. Let's see. Truck MD. If the helmet doesn't fit, you must acquit. I think Truck's a little bit behind. But I agree. If the helmet doesn't fit, you must acquit. I like that. Let's see. All right. Now Mr. T-Dub drops bankrolls. You got to respect it. Yeah, he does. Did he? If he donated, if I missed any, I'm so sorry. I was trying to roll up. I was trying to pull the chat roll here, and every time there's a new comment, it takes me back down. So I was trying to roll through. Yeah, you guys, you know how much I appreciate that. I'm not going to change how I do that. And I'm going to thank you. I'm going to say the amount. Oh, hey, look, he gave $5. He gave $20. I'm going to do that. I'm going to thank you for it, and I don't really care. So Darren McFadden said he would running back coach for us. Could that work? And how do you feel about it? Says Stephen Loy. Yeah, I was having this conversation with someone not long ago. Just because you're a great player and you're a great player at that position doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to be like that's going to translate into coaching. Having saying that, could you imagine recruiting? You know, could you imagine having? And I know he hasn't been retired that long, and it wasn't all that long ago. He had one really great year at Dallas. Could you imagine him walking into the homes in Texas like what? Darren McFadden, 2-time Heisman runner-up, should have won a Heisman. Will Barry Lunny stay on? Let's see. Will Barry Lunny stay on once new coach is hired, you think? I think there's a good opportunity for that because it's hard. You cannot devalue what he's done and what he means for in-state recruiting, what he's done at the tight end position. When you consider that the Razorbacks for a little while there was considered tight end U. They were churning out, and they still are. Cheyenne O'Grady will, I think, still get drafted. And you look at what he's done with that position. We've seen it before where certain positions are just gifted with immense talent and nothing happened. And Barry Lunny's been able to churn out talent. And I'm telling you guys, if he's competitive against LSU and competitive against Missouri, let's say he covers the spread and maybe does a little more than that, like keeps it within, 13, 14 of LSU. If that happens, I'm not saying that it will for you people already typing up the hate mail. If that happens, yeah, I think he'll be under consideration to not only keep his job in the next staff, but to also, possibly be the next head coach. I mean, he would interview. Not saying he would get it either. I mean, that's a stretch. 4 did play together in AAU for years. Joseph. Well, that is true. Yeah, you do have the AAU connection. That is very true. I forgot to mention that. That's a good point. Eric, there is probably nobody that I know that understands and knows Arkansas Razorback basketball than that guy right there, Eric Jackson. Not kidding. I'm not kidding. I've known that guy for years. He used to keep me up. Him and his brother both used to keep me up at night talking nothing but Razorback basketball. Like, I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm like, Eric, oh my God, man. I'm trying to sleep. And he's going on and on. But I loved it, though. Those are good times, man. Those are good times. Let's see. If you had to guess who you think we hires a new head, Kyle. I'm not even going to go there. I really don't know. I have no idea. I have been told, and I don't know. I don't know how legitimate this is, but I have been told that the BOT, the board, is going to stay out of Hunter Yurachek's way for the hire. If that's the case, I think that means you can eliminate Gus Malzahn. If that's the case, that's one name I think you can eliminate. If that is the case, you never know. You never know. I do think there's some guys that make a really good fit. I do think Leach would be a good fit. I do. I know if Mr. Tito were in here, he would tell you all about it. He would tell you all about it. Tim loves Leach, thinks that Leach is the guy and the only guy. I think you got to interview as many candidates as you can, though. I really have no idea. Leach makes the most sense because he puts a great product on the field on the offensive side of the ball. The question is, would it work in the SEC West, where you play defenses that chew these kind of offenses up? Okay, this isn't the Big 12. This isn't the Pac, where he's been and had the most success. This is the SEC, where they chew that kind of stuff out. And I don't think, I'm not going to go into the comparisons with Leach and Petrino, but it's a different time. And I will say that the game is actually geared, and we've talked about this quite a bit, the game is far more geared for offensive production. With how protected the quarterbacks, how much more protected the quarterbacks have become, how much more they're willing to throw the flag for PI. Although it feels like they're not throwing it as much this year. Watching the Razorbacks anyways. But then again, you got to have someone actually get the ball to the receivers to throw a flag to begin with. So the hell with that. But this is the climate, the environment in college football right now is set pretty well for an offensive-minded coach. It really is. But and another name I've not heard anybody mention a whole lot of, and I've seen someone in our comment section mention, is Brett Venables at Clemson. Sam Pittman, I don't think. Saw someone asked about Pittman earlier. I just don't think Pittman. I could see him getting an interview, and I could see there being some steam. With him not having the experience, I know people want to pull up, Fulmer at Tennessee, who was an offensive line coach actually for a little while there. He was co-offensive coordinator for like a year or two at Tennessee, but he wasn't calling the plays from what I understand. He walks into Tennessee and does great things, obviously, there for a little while. I don't know that happens. This is a different time. I don't know. Well connected. We know he can recruit. Let's see. Houston Nutt is interested. It's not going to happen. Neither is Bobby Petrino, for the love of God. Have you heard anything about Isaac McBride? As of right now, I haven't. There's nothing that I can tell you. There's no updates there just yet. Leach with a $2 million defensive coordinator. That's if they want to do that. And the question is what are you going to have to pay Washington State? What are you going to have to pay Leach? Let's see. Alex, wish they'd been able to bring home a second trophy. Oh, okay, you're talking about soccer, I think. I hear Venables isn't interested in the job. Don't blame him. Clemson pays their assistants well. I've not heard that. I've not heard that at all. I've not even heard that anybody's reached out to Venables. But it's hard to leave behind what they're doing at Clemson. You're winning championships, and you just continue to build your name as a defensive coordinator like you need to build it anymore with what he's done there. Talk to Porter about what they've done at Clemson. It's incredible. But I don't think they do offer him, and I don't think they even go after him. But I'm just surprised he's not a name mentioned more often, considering all the success. Let's see. If not Leach, would love to see Gundy leave the Big 12 for us. Yeah, Gundy it's another name I'm surprised people don't mention more. There's been this back and forth, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, but supposedly him and the athletic director over there do not get along. We know that he churns out. Look, he is the most Houston Nutt. He is their version of Houston Nutt, only he's had more success. He's put more wins together than Houston did at Arkansas. Of course, it's easy when you play in the crap conference. But anyways, he does a lot with 2- and 3-star athletes. I mean, he churns them. He does. They do not recruit well. When you consider how much success they've had at Oklahoma State, again, it goes back to, can that offense work in the SEC? I think it can. That was the question when Petrino was hired. I remember that like it was yesterday. What are the odds that what Petrino does in his style of it working? I remember people calling into the radio like, I think it's a makeshift hire. It's a hire that looks good on paper, but it won't work out because the SEC will clobber him. Look what he did. Now, Petrino was his playbook and his philosophy and his just overall offensive football IQ was through the roof. And the guy won games and just churned out some terrific years at 2 great years at Arkansas and was able to make the most of what he had. But I don't think Gundy is that, and I don't know that Gundy would have the success here. because, given the talent on defense here. Let's see. Doop. Still got to yell for Brett Favre. Probably one of the funnest quarterbacks I ever watched. Brett Favre is just a legend, in my opinion. For the longest time, I grew up watching Joe Montana. That was my first quarterback that I thought Joe Montana could do no wrong. And but then along comes Brett Favre. And, of course, I'm a Ram fan since they moved. And I've shared that story before. When they left Los Angeles and went to the town where I'm cheering for the Cardinals, I'm like, okay, I'm a Ram fan now. Back in, the mid-'90s. But I still root. I was all about Brett Favre. The funnest, just toughest son of a bitch I've ever seen. I mean, I miss watching him play the game. Let's see. I just got here. What about Baylor head coach? Rhodes, we don't know his numbers because Baylor doesn't have to release them. They don't have to release anything. So I have no idea if they have a shot at Rhodes or not. It just, with them being undefeated, they've got Oklahoma and Texas coming up. If they beat Oklahoma, there ain't no chance in hell you're getting him. If they beat Texas, even though if they lose to Oklahoma, but they beat Texas and go on 11-1, I don't think there's any way you get him out of Baylor. There's some money at Baylor. Ty, just entertain the idea of Kellen Moore for 30 seconds, please. I want to hear what you have to say. Laugh out loud. Why? Hang on, I'll get to you in a second, Mr. Too Cold. Let's see. Call me crazy, but Call me crazy, but I loved Brett's offense when it worked. It's just something about the ground game when it's churning. You're talking about Brett Bielema. Okay, I was talking Brett Favre. My buddy down here is Favre's cousin. Yeah, Favre is still he went to Southern Miss, right? He played Southern Miss. Didn't he coach there for like a year or something? Or no, high school football in Mississippi. He's just that rough, tough. You imagine him just working on a farm in between, his week of preparation was like, yeah, whatever, give me some chewing tobacco and let's go play some football. Like, that's just what he was. He was tough as nails, and I loved watching him play. He was a gunslinger. Let's see here. Hang on just a second. Let's do something. I wanted to pull something up here really quick. Brett Favre is really fun to watch. You know who I also missed watching play the game? And this is a homer. Call me biased and homer. Watching Kurt Warner with the greatest show on turf is still some of the greatest football I've ever seen in my life. It is. That was some of the best football. That old West Coast offense, you just don't see it as much. You definitely don't see it as much in college. There's some pro teams. I think the Chiefs still kind of run the old West Coast. Boise State. I wanted to check something with Boise State. I wanted to find something. There was an article talking about Kellen Moore. I can't find the article. But there was someone who was trying to make the case for Kellen Moore going on. I wanted to find. I can't find it, of course, but I just can't. I just can't with Kellen Moore. I like what he did as a quarterback there. I mean, he was phenomenal at Boise State. I cannot believe and I didn't know this. I thought he got drafted. I'm looking at his stuff right now. He went undrafted in 2012. I also thought he was taller. 6 foot, 200 pounds. No, I'm not taking Kellen Moore. Too young. I'm not going to entertain that. Rule, you mean? Didn't I say Rule? Sorry, I'm doing three things at once. Yeah, Rule at Baylor. He's special there. I just don't think they get him. Let's see. Favre for president. I'd vote for him. Why not? Let's see. I think the Fab Five. Mike Vick for a head coach. Look, Deion Sanders almost took the Florida State job. Just saying. Okay. Okay. All right. Where are we at on time here? We're gonna have to. get this thing on the right path and then close her out. We're running up on we're coming up on an hour actually. So all right, hey Ty, just getting notification. Have y'all diss James? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. What about Bob Stoops? Every week. This is what every show is. What about? I don't know. I have no idea. I think the guy for the job has to know. Look, and I think, who was it that put the article out? Was it Otis Kirk today? Said that they don't have to be from Arkansas. They just have to know Arkansas. That's all you got. That's all you need. You need to have someone that understands the culture, understands the situation they're walking into, and understands how to build a program, and understand just, how it works right here, how things go, how things operate. You don't have to be from Arkansas. You don't. That's BS. Get someone who knows what they're walking into. Remember, Brett didn't know what the hell he was walking into, and he walked into an absolute dumpster fire, and it looked like he had things churning in the right direction, and then he just kind of gave up on recruiting, and Sam Pittman leaves him, and offensive line just falls apart, and the whole thing just collapsed inside itself, and it was terrible. Did not know truly. I don't think he knew what he was getting himself into, and then when it all kind of collapsed, I don't think he knew how to respond because he never had to deal with that at Wisconsin. There's an argument to be made. We could talk about Rule. We could talk about Campbell, although they're not going to get Campbell. I don't think Iowa State lets him go, and I think he's got a pretty hefty buyout. Lane Kiffin, to me, if there's a list of names that to me seem like they have a lot of smoke, I'm not saying I'm endorsing these guys, but Leach, Kiffin, the Appalachian State, his name's slipping my mind right now. It's a funny last name. Appalachian State's coach, and I don't think. Who's the other name? I was just thinking of the guy this morning. Oh, my God, it's going to drive me crazy. Freeze is not coming. They're not going to hire Freeze. That can stop. Houston Nutt's definitely not coming. Bobby Petrino's not coming. They're not going to go after those guys. Freeze is just an absolute embarrassment. Gus Malzahn, as long as the Board of Trustees are not involved, there's no chance for him. Lane Kiffin, Ryan Mallett on as speed and coordinator coach or conditioning coach. Mike Norvell. That's a name I think you have. Those are the names that I think right now they have the most smoke behind them. Drinkwitz, that's it. Leach, Rule, those are guys I think there's some steam there. But you know how this works. You know how this thing works. It's going to be the guy that no one guesses. That's how this always works out. Kiffin would make us a stepping stone. And there is that fear. You saw what he did at USC. He jumped around. Did you guys see this story? So this was on the Rich Eisen, I think it was Rich Eisen's show, and he said this guy that used to work with Kiffin. I don't know if you guys caught this video or not. Again, if I had more time, I would have recorded it and played it here for you guys. But he shared a story about how badly Lane Kiffin wanted to be the head coach here back in 2007. And Arkansas gave Bobby Petrino the ultimatum that if you don't leave Atlanta now, we're going to go hire Lane Kiffin. And obviously we know how that all worked out. And apparently Lane Kiffin threw a fit. Of course, if you don't know, his dad coached here. Monty Kiffin coached here way back in the day. Lane Kiffin wants to coach here. I don't know if it's just nostalgia or what. And I honestly wouldn't have a problem. Ty, I wouldn't listen to anyone saying Kiffin is getting consideration by anyone. The fact that his dad is here, old money. There's old money, I'm told, that loves Kiffin, love Monty. There's still a connection there. Lane wants to coach here, and you look at what he's done with his resume. It's at least not surprising that his name had some smoke behind it. And Jay, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I know what you're saying. But I do think there's some smoke there. I don't know if anything comes from. I don't think they hire Leach, but I could see him being someone that they interview. I could see him being talked about, and he already is by the media, and we know why the media wants Leach. There's no doubt. They've already made that pretty clear. Bobby Petrino's a scumbag human man. He can steer clear of this. Is whole. Let's see. He can steer clear of this is whole state for all I care. Let's see. At this point, Hunter Yurchuk is the only one who has any idea. Everything else is meaningless. And that is true. That is very true. But I don't think – we know that he has talked with people. He's talked with fans. He mentioned that and how much got some feedback from the fans. And I can tell you, I think he probably pays attention to social media. I think that he does. And I think he listens to what fans are saying. And Lane Kiffin's name has come up a lot. But I don't think it ends up going to Lane. I don't. Kiffin has left a bad taste in almost everywhere he's been. Yeah, when he ultimately leaves FAU, I'm sure they're going to be pissed too. How about Jason Garrett? There ain't no way Jason Garrett's coming here. Jerry Jones will be pissed at the university if that happens. Even if he fires him, I don't think he'd be happy with him coming here. A winner who knows what a good-looking defense looks like, says Stephen Loy. It's really hard, really hard. Nolan Richardson for head coach. Sean Norris just nailed it. Let's see. We will take Harbaugh when Michigan fires him. He wants to go back to the NFL. That much has been put out. He wants to go back to the NFL. I don't think there's any shot there. Let's see. Who has a better shot at the job, Gus Malzahn or Hugh Freeze? Neither. Let's see. If I missed it, there was an article today talking about possibly Butch Jones. That's smoke, and that better be smoke. I don't think there's anything to it. I saw that. That was outrageous. That was ridiculous. That was stupid. They're not going to hire Butch Jones. And if they did, I would not blame people for being pissed. At least talk to Leach this time. In all caps, Alex wants us to hear this. Heard that U of A didn't even talk to him about 2 years ago, says Alex. I heard John L. Smith interview and got a strong recommendation from Derek Dooley. Yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it. We're over an hour. I thank you guys so much. It's always fun to sit and talk about the next head coach because that's all it's going to be from here until they actually make the hire. Again, you know how this is going to go. It's going to be someone out in left field. People are going to be mad at first, and they're going to put him under a magnifying glass. The media, probably me as well, will probably say, well, there are these positives here because I gotta look at some of the positives, and then eventually people kind of buy into them. But I've learned a valuable lesson with the Brett Bielema hire, and I should have probably put that to practice when they hired the last guy, Chad. But there's nothing wrong with being skeptical. It is hard. Some people it's just really hard to make happy. Some people are never happy. Stephen Loy, have a great night. Ty, thanks again. Hey, again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm sorry, my eyes are probably bloodshot. I'm supposed to. I'm going to do some stuff with the kiddos. I think we've got some homework to work on. Then I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to crash. I was going to try and watch a little tube, watch some Shark Tank, and go to bed. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch some Shark Tank and then just go to bed, call it a night. I'm exhausted. So, again, remember to like, comment, share, all that fun stuff. You guys have already commented. We've already been over that. But please share the content across social media. Don't forget to tag me so I can like and retweet and all that fun stuff. And, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button. Check out all the links down below. If you guys want to throw a tip in the tip jar, hey, there's a link down below. There's a couple of them. There's a Patreon page, and, of course, there's a PayPal if you guys want to, again, throw a little something in the tip jar. I'd appreciate it. Have a good night, Ty. Thank you, Black Swan. Thank you for coming tonight. I really do appreciate that. Gold Rush is tonight. What is Gold Rush? What is that? Oh, wait, that's – okay, I know what that is. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that. Did you guys get Disney Plus yet? Did any of you get Disney Plus? I did, and I like it because I'm a nerd. If you can't see, I've got Marvel poster back there. I've got my Fallout poster. I'm sure I've got my Star Wars poster in front of me. So I've been watching the crap out of some Star Wars. No, don't you go anywhere without spilling the beans. What's in the cup? Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you, Kevon. Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you a chance, okay? I'm going to give you just a second. It's not bad. YouTuber Trump, thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. If you can guess what this is. Hang on a second. Hang on. I want to, just to make it official, give me a second. I'm not going anywhere, so hang on. Okay. All right, I've got it in my hands. What it is, because I want you guys to see it. All right, take a guess what I have. Okay, I'll do that. We're gonna have a little fun. I like this. Have a little fun. We're in the bye week. Okay. If you can guess what I got, I've got what it is in my hand. Okay, not just the cup, but I also have the product. Ooh. I already said no to the mango tea. It is not mango tea. Mountain Dew Code Red. The Code Red is good. So is what's the black one? They call dark. Shoot, it's like a seasonal thing. They don't ever put it out enough. What is the black one called? That's my favorite one though. Live Wire is really good too. Arizona green tea with honey and ginseng, says Truck and B. That is really specific. Gotta get your festive side on. Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. It comes in in one of these little capsules. Wild cherry Pepsi. God, I love wild cherry Pepsi too. Red Bull hammered down, says Mike Lane. No, it's not those. Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, nope. Orange juice. A frozen Bahama Mama. Oh wait, that's me. Kelly Marie. She's drinking on the job. Blackout, that's what it is. Is that it? Blackout? That's good. That's like my favorite. I'm trying to kick the soda habit though. I'm trying. Gotta quit. Okay. All right, here you go. I'm gonna slowly. It shouldn't surprise you. It's not like a big oh my god, he's drinking what? It's not that. The blood of your enemies. Well, only the ones that are snowflakes, then yeah. Oh, did you see it? Whoo. Hey, what's going on, guys? What flavor am I? What is it? Can anybody? Okay. Mio Blueberry. Okay, you're close. It's not blueberry, but you're close, Madison. You're close. You're getting there. I'm sure. Uh-oh. I want one more. I want to see some more guesses here. Hang on. Mio, it isn't. Okay, you're getting there. It is energy. You are correct. You're so close. You guys are there. Tropical. That is so close. Boom. This is my favorite. It's strawberry pineapple smash. I'm not on the job. That's you. I am. You're right. But we're having fun now. This is the best one. This is my favorite. Black cherry. Black cherry is good too. If you've had, I don't know, is that Mio that makes the black cherry one? Or is that the blue brand, the crystal, whatever it's called? I'm trying to kick the soda, so I drink these. They're really good. Snozzleberry. All right. Fun's over with. Thank you guys so much. Again, I really do appreciate it. You guys rock. I have fun doing this. I mean, yeah, I'm tired and, whatever, but I look forward to doing this. When I wake up in the morning, my first thoughts are, what am I going to talk about tonight? And hanging out with you guys. Yeah, we got some haters in chat. Want to throw some shade, but I love putting them in timeout. It's so fun. I have all the power. I was close with orange juice. You were close. You were close. So close, but no cigar. Maybe next week. We'll keep doing this. You guys want to keep? It's fun. Why not? Razorback's blood. All right, I'll see you guys. There's no weekend show, so I'll see you on Monday. Live show then. We'll talk about the week. We'll talk. We'll have some recruiting updates at that point, and we'll get ready for LSU. Ooh, it's gonna be nasty. So I'll see you guys next week. Be good. Have a good weekend. Be